Welcome to the Women Leaders Association podcast, where we believe we go further, faster, and have more fun when we go together. Be sure to tune in each week to hear an empowering message from the world's top women executives, trailblazers, entrepreneurs, and all-around fierce female leaders. I'm your host, Julianne Kirkland, and I will be taking you on a deep dive of each message to equip you with the principles, strategies, and tools you need to start crushing your goals, increasing your impact, creating work-life harmony, and did I mention have more fun? Because when you love what you do it better. The Women Leaders Association is the world's largest women executives association with over 30,000 women in executive and leadership positions who are committed to the development and advancement of women in the corporate arena. If you would like to get involved in a Women Leaders Association chapter, would enjoy daily podcasts, or you desire to become a part of the Women's Mastermind group near you, simply go to womenleaderspodcast.com. Now let's tune in for this incredible message.
On today's episode, hear from Yolanda Churchwell. She's a 3-time best-selling author, speaker, and founder of the Business Assistants Group, aka The Bag. She has used her professional skill set to create an agency that helps female entrepreneurs create back-end solutions and take that hassle out of their hustle so they can make more money and have more free time. The Bag provides done-for-you support to service-based businesses to structure their operations for maximum profitability. I'm so excited to welcome Yolanda.
And welcome, Yolanda. I'm so glad you're here.
Hi, how are you? It's good to see you, Julianne.
Doing well. So tell us what you have going on. Tell us about the Bag and how you had kind of got that business started.
Okay, so the Business Assistance Group, or the Bag, as I like to call it, is an agency model done for you. So what we do is we help you go from to do to done for you. We help women entrepreneurs, specifically coaches, consultants, and service-based CEOs to create strategy, standard operating procedures, and systems that will create a back-end solution so that they can take the hassle out of their hustle, make more money, and have more free time. So I didn't set out to do this. I actually had a business, a different business. It was a retail clothing store, and I sold clothing, dress clothing for men, big and tall, and plus size for women. And it took off, skyrocketed. I mean, I had a brick and mortar, I had online, I was doing vendor events, personal stylists. I had a full staff of 3 people. So I felt like I was doing really big things all alongside my 9 to 5.
Wow.
But one of the things is that when you're dealing with...
We're going to talk. Rewind. All right. So you had the big and tall store. You had the team of 3, you were doing incredible things, and then?
Okay, so everything was going really, really well. I had a tailor that came in-house because I wanted my clients to wear their clothes, not let their clothes wear them. Everything was going really well. The business was growing super, super, super fast. And then I started to feel pressure. And I started to be late with some of my deadlines. And I knew it even when my clients didn't know it. My days and my nights became longer. I didn't feel like I had a sense of accomplishment anymore. My sales tax returns were late. It was just really a lot going on. And I started to kind of like inventory, why was that happening? Yeah. And I realized that when I would go to help a woman get dressed, I started with a foundation. I started with, depending on what generation you're from, it's a girdle, a waist trainer, because what we don't want is dimples and wrinkles. What we want is curves that are accentuated. And so I started with that strong foundation, and then we put the pretty on the outside. Well, my business didn't have a foundation.
This is good. Yeah.
So the ugliness started to seep from the inside out. I did not have systems and processes in place to support me and the business as it was growing. So what I learned from that is that, because I am a type A overachiever, all the way. I had a plan, I had a backup plan, I had a backup for my backup, I had a backup to the backup to the backup. So I had all these plans.
All that went out the window.
I had all the plans not to fail, but I didn't have a plan to succeed. And there is a very big difference between plan not to fail and a plan to succeed. So I took some time, introspected. I kind of just paused everything, physically, but I had the virtual still going, all the online, all that was still going. And what God revealed to me is that in not having that plan and figuring out what it takes to go into that plan, it took all these things in my life, whether they were taught, learned, just inside of me. And so I went from helping women look good on the outside to helping women build businesses that they can sustain their growth as they continue to grow those businesses and then scale those businesses to new levels. So that's how the bag came to be. And I say my clients get the bag to help them secure their bag.
I love that. Oh, I love that so much, man. I resonate so much with so much. I just said so much like 4 times of what you're saying, because, that moment of you're like, I felt pressure, and I think every entrepreneur has that moment of like, wait, my idea kind of got ahead of me, right? Like there's that momentum and the ball gets rolling and all this stuff kind of builds up and you're riding the curtails of the wave and it feels good. And then all of a sudden it's like, the sustainability of it. And that's what so many people don't realize, that you can build a business rapidly. You can make a lot of money really quick. Sustaining it is very different.
That is the key, because 8 out of 10 businesses fail in the first 5 years. It's not because people don't have a good product or a good service. It's because something happens in the growing of that business. What happens is that people say, I can't afford systems. No, you can't afford not to put systems in place. And you need scale. Systems are not a one-time thing. You have to be able, every time your business grows, you are going to have to look at what you have in place to make sure that it's able to help you maintain and then grow. And you're going to know when that time comes, because I like to call it the tug of war. We were little, we used to play tug of war and they have the rope and I was vertically challenged. So I'm in the front. I was always one of the ones that fell. But you feel this tug of war between what it is you do for your clients and the business of doing business. And you, that stress, that overwhelm, that frustration that comes from the business of doing business, that's where I come in. And I can work with you, or I can just take it over for you so that you don't have to worry about that. We'll create a solution that helps you to continue to focus on what it is you need to do in your business, and all that other stuff can go on in the background and you can be peaceful again.
That's right. And it's so important to any entrepreneur out there that is listening, to have somebody in your back end systems to help you with those day-to-day things, the things that have to be done consistently, right? To support that sustainability that you're looking for is so important. And oftentimes, like, I don't know, maybe 99% entrepreneurs are the creative, they're the visionary, and so they're big in the ideas. And it's like, having someone like you come alongside them to support the vision, to systematize the vision, like that is just so incredibly important for your business. And I hear you, that those entrepreneurs out there listening going, well, I'm just getting started, I can't afford that. And to your point, like you can't afford not to. No,
especially in this economy, with the economy doing, we don't even know what it's doing from day to day right now. We really don't know what the economy is doing. But when you do have to make those tough decisions and you have to downscale your team, you, at the point that your business is now, you cannot be the CEO, as in the person who does everything, chief everything officer.
That's right.
So you need to be able, I want to introduce you to my buddies, delegate or outsource when you can't have that team, and automate. You need to be able to find ways that if you have to scale down, you could still continue to maintain your business, and in some instances, even grow your businesses. Because once you get those processes and those systems in place, your business is going to grow just because you're running more efficiently and more effectively.
Yeah. And so how has your personal life changed since you have kind of pivoted into this new role?
So I am a firm believer in systems, because I'm not just an entrepreneur that I've lived it. So that's the other thing, I can tell my clients, you don't have to feel no shame. I've been there, done that. It's not an emotion. It ain't an emotion you have and I ain't had. They've been through that. But for me, it became even realer and it made me bear down even further because my family sustained I don't even like to call it a loss. My sister transitioned in January, and it was not expected. But I took 5 weeks off of work, never missed a client deadline. My team kept running. That's what you want to have. Everybody wants to be able to take a vacation, but what about those unexpected things that you don't even have time to prepare for? Nothing, not one ball was dropped in 5 weeks.
Wow. Yeah. It's different.
Yeah. And I didn't know. And at the time, I'm be honest, I really was like, I'll put the pieces back together. I got to do what I got to do for me and my family. But when I came back and I'm like, well, that got done. And that got done. And I didn't have a client meeting. My team handled whatever needed to be handled. I didn't meet with a single client for 6 weeks.
Wow.
Because when I came back after 5 weeks, I was like, okay, I knew this stuff worked, but this work.
Yeah, but it like legit worked.
This work. Like.
Yeah. So what piece of advice would you give to that new entrepreneur that's like, I hear what you're saying. I'm excited about what you're saying. How do I get started? Is there like a foot in the door program? Is there like, how do I start? What would you tell her?
So what I would tell them is, first of all, don't be like I am with kitchen gadgets. Okay. I love a shiny kitchen gadget. I watch them infomercials at night, honey, and I will buy workout videos and I will buy kitchen gadgets, and ain't gonna bit more workout and ain't gonna bit more go in that kitchen and cook nothing. They real cute, they shiny, they on the counter, they look good, but what purpose do they serve? So don't be like that with systems. Take the time and figure out what you need. You can't just say, I need a system. You need to develop your processes.
Yeah.
What task are you completing? How do you complete them? How often do you complete them? And that's when you'll know which systems that you need.
Yeah.
Also, you can't buy systems like you go out and you just buy a vacuum cleaner and you just buy a mop. You just buy a microwave. Your systems all need to work together. So you pretty much do need a recommendation for the whole thing. You can't, and you don't need a whole lot to get started.
Right.
And so my best advice would be, don't try to do it by yourself. Please reach out to me or someone like me to get the help that you need, because you could end up in a situation where you're just spending money unnecessarily. And when you start out, your resources are limited. That's not what you want to do. And for those people who say, well, I'm not ready to hire a team, I don't really need systems like that. Yes, you do, because when you take the time and you get your processes written out, videoed out, however you want to do it, and then you start to follow them yourself, first of all, it makes your days easier. Secondly, as you, like I said, as your business grow, as you continue to do things better, your business will grow. So now when you get ready to hire that VA, you get ready to hire that person, you have the policies and steps to teach them how to do the job that you need done.
Yeah, I love that. And do you, I know you have the done for you model, but do you have that conversation with them in the beginning of like, because so often when newer entrepreneurs start out, they don't fully grasp what all they do. They're like, okay, I know I spent 11 hours working today.
That's why I do say I have done with you models, because I currently have some clients right now. They're not per se ready for the implementation of systems. Right now, they're on the strategy end. And that's what you get when you work with me. You get that one-stop shop. You get the strategy, you get the systems and the processes all in one place. With the systems, you get the recommendation, the implementation, and if you never want to touch them, the maintenance.
Yeah.
And so I have clients where it's just strategy and we work over the period. First of all, I don't believe in cookie cutter approaches. So I have service offerings, but it's not one size fits all. We're going to pick how it works together for you and create your solution.
Right.
3 plus 3 is 4. 3 plus 3 is always going to be 6, but your 6 and my 6 might look a little bit different. And so we need to make sure that we're taking care of that. So I do have clients that I work with, and we're working just on the strategy, just on figuring out what is it that you want to do? Who are you? what are the goals that you have in place for your business for the next 6 to 12 months? And technologically, who are you?
Right.
You
Yes.
can't take somebody who has no desire for, and it's so weird. I had a client who was an accountant. He was an older gentleman. He said, I don't want any computers. There's nothing you can do for me. I said, okay, I'm gonna give you the first month free. Because
I'm going to show you something.
I bet you I can. So I came in and I showed him how to batch things and how to move differently, how to organize his days differently. And he had always wanted to pass that business on to his son. And his son was like, "No, nobody want that dinosaur business. I want something with some computers." He was just like, "I'll start fresh." When I got done working with that gentleman, first of all, he got that first month free, but then he signed up for 5 more months. Okay.
Yeah,
And now I am working with him and his son because he continues to use his paper and pen, never added a computer to his processes, his back end solution. But we are now creating a solution for his son as they get ready to transition and the son continues to use that same business. The joy that family has, that father has, and knowing that he's able to pass that down, that's what gets me out of bed in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, I love that so much. And it's so important. And, one of the things that you said is, yes, understand who you are technologically, but also like, what are your goals? Like, what are you going for? Mm-hmm. Not just in your business. To your point with the father and son, like he wanted to become the man that could pass down a business. And so really what you were able to do was orchestrate his growth as that man into journeying into becoming that man who made the responsible choices, who made the good decisions, who hired the team, right, to come in and support that vision. So often people are like, I know I don't want this. I know I do want this, but they can't, really on a granular level say like who they want to become. And I love how you saw that in him and you were like, in 1 month, I'm going to bring it out. That's
like,
great.
Don't dare me. I'm not the one to be, as my granddaddy said, I could show you better than I could tell you. I'm not that one. So
I love that.
But yeah, I think, and at the end of the day, whether you want to admit it or not, you should always have your business in a position where if you wanted to sell it, you could. And that's basically what I did, was help him to get his business in its best condition so that if he wanted to sell it or pass it on, he could. Nobody wants a mess.
Right. That's so important. And I think anybody who is developing anything, even, all these network marketing, all these side hustles, everything like that, even though your upline has support and all the things, right? There are still systems and back-end processes that can really help propel you forward and what you are trying to grow. And, having somebody like Yolanda come in and help you see that vision for yourself and how it is achievable is so important. And I just want to encourage all those who are listening right now that you're worth it. Your vision is worth it. Your dream is worth it. Like, that's why you started it in the first place. It was not to get burnt out after a couple of years and be like, I love that.
Yeah. And I tell people all the time, your business will never grow bigger than you.
Yes.
So you have to make sure that you're doing the work on yourself, because for every level of personal development, every level that you grow, there's going to be a harvest that comes with it for your business. And so that's why this isn't just, let me come in and put some computers or put some systems in place. No, let's get to the heart of what you want. Because now not only do you have your goals set for your business, but you know what you want to do as a person. How do you want your family to grow? How do you want your day-to-day to look? How do you want to move? It's not just what do you want your business to look like, but what does your life look like when you get your business where you want it? Those are the types of things that you have to take into thought so that you can just best plan for everything, because you have to have something greater than just money that you're seeking out every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's so good. Yolanda, this has been such an important and impactful conversation. Thank you so much for joining us today. Any other, last piece of wisdom or advice that you have?
Well, I would just say, make sure that you connect with me on all my social media platforms. as well as I have a Facebook group, The Hustle Hub. I am live every Tuesday on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn for Shifts to Streamline the summer series. So please join me every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. EST, because I'm giving away nice tips, tools, and sometimes there's a video to show you exactly how to get something started.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And we'll be sure to drop all of those links in the show notes so that y'all can connect with Yolanda. Yolanda, where are you based out of?
So I physically am in Sandusky, Ohio, but I serve a God of and in all. So I'm not in either location. I'm everywhere. So if you need me, I'm
in all the locations.
I can be virtual or in person. Whatever you want, that's what we can do.
Oh, I love it. Yolanda, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. And ladies, if you are looking to connect further with Yolanda, again, be sure to check out those links in the show notes. And to experience more of what the Women Leaders has to offer, head to our website at womenleaderspodcast.com to find a chapter near you. Thanks so much. Bye for now.